Legend of Zelda is definitely a game series that a lot of people really love. And for all the right reasons. It had action, adventure, music that was so pleasing to the ears, swords, and all this other stuff I'm sure you're all aware of at this point. And with any great game series will always come loyal and dedicated fans. And some of these fans are so dedicated that they go out of their way to create their own Legend of Zelda games. So let's take today to look at some of my favorite Legend of Zelda fan games. And who knows, maybe you'll like some of them too. Starting off, we have Shin Zelda Densetsu. There's always been a common complaint with The Legend of Zelda, and it's that you rarely ever get to play as Zelda. You know, the person who's in the title of all the games. She did have a few starring roles though, you know, like...
A whole month gone, and still no word.
I'm certain he's alright.
Yeah, those sucked pretty hardcore. But then comes Shin Zelda Densetsu, an 8-bit overhaul of The Legend of Zelda on the NES, where you actually play as Zelda. Yeah, finally! Zelda gets to kick some ass. And the best part is, the hack is completely original, in the sense that the paths, routes, dungeons, and even enemy placement is unique. The only thing that's gonna help you if you've played the original Legend of Zelda is the core mechanics. Everything else, you're on your own. And if you're like me, that means getting lost. A lot. Lots and lots of getting lost. The game truly does feel like something that could have been released and approved by Nintendo back in 1980, whatever. And getting to play as Zelda is always a plus. The hack was created by someone with the username Lord Steak, or Dark Steak. There's not much to that statement, I just thought it was a really cool name. Or The Adventure of Link 3D. First-person shooters are pretty popular nowadays, right? I mean, they're only everywhere you look. So, someone out there had the brilliant idea of taking The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link on the NES, and making it first-person. I think my favorite thing about this is that it keeps a lot of the old-school aesthetics and sound effects, including the music from the original game. The enemies, however, are remodeled a little bit to fit with the first-person universe, and all of this works. Really well, honestly. I always love recreations and reimaginings like this, kind of like that video of the original Mario Bros. In first person, or that 2D side-scroller of Halo. Those are really cool. The core game mechanics, and, well, everything else, are exactly the same. If you know what path to take, and which caves to explore, and what to do in the towns, then you're all good. If you grew up with Zelda 2 in the 80s, or just have fond memories of the game, then The Adventure of Link 3D will not disappoint. And while we're on the topic, here's a little something called the Ocarina of Time 2D. As you can safely assume, because I'm sure you're not an idiot, like me, this game is a 2D recreation of the Ocarina of Time. Yeah, the game takes place in locations found in the N64 title. The stages, the music, the enemies, it's literally the Ocarina of Time, just in an overhead view, which I know a lot of Zelda fans sometimes prefer, myself included. Not much to really say about it without repeating myself from The Adventure of Link 3D. If you like the Ocarina of Time, you'll like this. Now, all of the games we've just looked at have been pretty serious so far. They're actual games that you're actually meant to play with a serious-ish mindset. So let's get away from that for a second and look at something that's a little more... stupid. The Legend of Zelda and the Lampshade of No Real Significance. Yeah, you thought I was exaggerating when I said stupid. Oh no. No, this is dumb. But in a charming way. The game was made on Newgrounds, so you should already kind of know what we're in for. I mean, what's there to really say about this? You start out in a well, face to face with an evil lamp. You pull its plug, which I assume kills it, and from there, you're free to explore the land of Hyrule. Or, I'm sorry, the land of High School. Yeah. This game is one of those, what I like to call, a never-ending trading game. Yeah, you know the ones. You need a certain item that someone has to advance in the game, but in order to get that item, you have to trade them something, which you don't have. It actually kind of reminds me of that Ed, Edd n Eddy episode, where the Eds need one of Rolf's chickens so it can lay eggs for their omelet. So they go around the entire cul-de-sac trading very weird items around, just so they can eventually get the egg. I like Ed, Edd n Eddy. But I'm getting sidetracked. Back to the actual game. It has a very cute and crude art style, which is fitting for how eccentric the world is. There's no fighting at all, which means Link can't die. The game focuses on interacting with fun NPCs, including a few Nintendo character cameos. You know, just chilling inside McDonald's. It's weird, unconventional, and even though I've said a ton of negative things about it, I actually really like it. Okay, here's one last game, and I truly did save the best for last. The Legend of Princess. Technically, it's not really a Legend of Zelda game. You don't play as Link. Instead, a young sword-wielding elf boy named Bind. Synonyms are fun. However, there are Zelda enemies, including Octoroks, Tektites, Keys, and even Ganon. The game is a side-scroller, with visuals that resemble something you might find on a Game Boy Advance. The objective is simple: go around and fight everything. Literally everything. If it's in your way, slash it with your sword. Speaking of which, the swordplay is beyond satisfying. Just look. Bind swings the sword with amazing speed and power. When you hit things, it makes you feel like, oh hell yeah, I want to keep doing that! You also have multiple secondary weapons and aerial weapons to choose from. They're all equally really fun to use. The boss battles, while pretty simple, are surprisingly epic. I mean, man, this entire game is full of high-octane action and adrenaline. It's fast-paced beyond belief. And like I said, the action portions are really what sells it. Just play it, and you'll know exactly what I mean. So those are just a few Legend of Zelda fan games that I'm personally aware of. I'm sure there's a lot more out there. I mean, the internet is full of creative and amazing game designers. So if there's a Legend of Zelda fan game that you personally enjoy that I didn't talk about, then leave it in the comments below and let the entire world know, because awesome fan games like these should not go unnoticed. And I believe that's everything, so thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just wanted to make a quick reminder that you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for social media purposes. You can click the links on the screen or in the description to check them out. Thanks again.